Okay, I'm back. The last video started running too late. I wasn't able to get out what it was that my intention of the video was. The intention of the video was to bring up some name translations. And as things progressed and progressed, it came out to be that, okay, what you're going to be shown here is why people decided that Jesus Christ was God on earth. And it's in the name. And that's how I pretty much ended the last video, was it's in the name, it's in the name. Well, the original name that was used, excuse me a moment. The original name of the person that was renamed Jesus Christ, and yes, he was renamed. That was not his original name. Some people call his original name Yeshua, but it was, I do believe, was Yeshua, spelled Y-A-H-S-H-U-A. And that's how people ended up deciding that this was God on earth, because of the name and what he went through. And what he went through. You know, people were talking about, excuse me, people really like the stuff that they see or read about that's supernatural. It feels so good to see that God is so supernatural and mystical and magical. That's a problem, because that's not what happened on that time.
What are you talking about?
I'm doing a video.
I did not know that.
What I'm talking about is Jesus Christ
Superstar.
and his original meaning, or his original name of Yeshua, spelled Y-A-H-S-H-U-A. And the reason why people finally decided that this was God on earth, this Yeshua, or Yeshua. And it was because of the name. It was the similarity of the name and what he did and what he went through. That's how people finally concluded that this person was God on earth.
Okay.
And so I was going to read the list of names to people and give them their interpretations on this video.
You're the man.
So, I got my list up here. Sorry about the interruption, but, you know, I start doing a video and, you know, sometimes people, they don't care and they just interrupt, and I'm not going to stop this video, because I'm not going to keep doing it over and over and over and over and over again and like it's some rehearsed thing. It's not. But anyhow, here we go. The first name. People are constantly out there, you know, you look at Messianic groups and Hebrew Israelite groups, and they constantly use the name Yah. Yah is spelled Y-A-H. Okay, that's the English letter spelling. But the Hebrew spelling is Yud, Aleph, He. And the translation is to make, first, to reveal. Okay? That's the very basic, Y-A-H, to make, first, to reveal. What do you get out of that? To make, first, to reveal. Might not mean a whole lot to you, but then once you get that set in your mind on actually what that means, then it starts making sense of everything that's going on. Because this is what people say the root name of God is Yah. That's the root name. Now, we can go so far as to say, well, the first writing in the Bible with the name of God was Yahweh, the Tetragrammaton, which is spelled Y-H-W-H. And that's actually in the Hebrew writings in the book of Genesis in the beginning. Actually, a video, I made a mistake and I said that was in chapter 1, verse 1. and I made a mistake. That's where Elohim is first mentioned there. Yahweh spelt YHWH is not mentioned until chapter 2 verse 4. So here's the interpretation of that. YHWH equals Yud He Wah He, which means to make, to reveal, and to reveal. Now that's in the beginning. Now think about it. You put it all together, it forms a sentence. Forms an English sentence in actuality. To make, to reveal, and to reveal. Now some people, because these were pictures years ago in antiquity time, they may have just looked at it as make, reveal, and reveal. It's still the same. It's more primitive, but it still has the same meaning. Putting the word to with it gives it further meaning for people with the English language background. But it means the same exact thing. To make, to reveal, and to reveal. So how does this application work? Well, look what Jesus Christ did. He made the leaders to reveal what they really were and what they were really about. And to reveal. He made them reveal and to reveal. Now the scribes also played their part, didn't they? Didn't he reveal what their part was? Their twisting and their turning. You could say he made the Pharisees show their hand, because the Pharisees were the legal ones that demanded that he be crucified, even though he did nothing wrong. So you could say he made them do that. He made them do that action. Now the scribes were doing what they just normally do. He didn't have to make them do anything. The snakes, twisting snakes, the scribes, the people in charge of the documents, the letters, the writings. They were also ones to offer interpretation of those writings. But that's what they normally did. He didn't have to make them do anything. That's what they do. But he did make the Pharisees do what they did. He made them do it. Okay, guys. Either you do it or it's the end of you. And they knew it. They're waiting for him to come. Afraid of him. They knew. At that time in Jerusalem, when Jesus Christ was crucified, there was Jesus Barabbas next to him. Jesus Barabbas was up on charges of insurrection and murder. That's because he was trying to take over. He was trying to take over. Okay, I'll say take over again. He was trying to take over physically by the sword. That's what insurrection was. He was going against the government, and he killed at least one person because he was on charges of murder. And Jesus Christ, what was his charges? I don't remember if they even had any charges. I mean, they put a sign above him, King of the Jews. That's the charge. The charge is he thinks he's the king of the Jews. Anyhow, I probably went down that road too far. So we're back to the name list. We were at Yahweh, YHWH, to make, to reveal, and to reveal. Now we have Yahweh, YAHWEH. Now there are different reasons why this is in your Bible. One reason is because it's the name of a god of antiquity, a war god of antiquity. That was it was a Canaanite god, and even before being a Canaanite god, I believe it was an Egyptian god. But it was a god of war, which, as you know, that's what it all ended up being all about. Was war was, and back then, government and religion were the same thing, and war was used to take over another group. They were committing sin. They were murdering people to consume them or destroy them, whichever, to get them in their religion. It was a sin what they were doing. So anyhow, Yahweh, spelt Y-H-W-E-H, means Yud, Aleph, He, Wah, Aleph, He. That's the Hebrew spelling. And it means to make, first, to reveal, and first to reveal. As you see, it's all in line. It's all the same. You know, first we got the Yah, to make, first to reveal. That's the most simplistic form. Then it's to make, to reveal, and to reveal. Then it's to make, first to reveal, and first to reveal. Okay? It's getting a little more complex, but it's the same theme. It's the same precept upon precept and line upon line. This is the knowledge that was written about in Isaiah. Okay? You're finally getting it. This is the knowledge that was written about in Isaiah 28 back then, when it was talking about Ephraim and woe to Ephraim. You get all these drunk people walking around preaching. But there was more to that than what it was. It was more than just at that point in time. It's throughout the entire time, because pride comes into a person. They get this religious control. They get this pride. They're a leader. You know, they get power, and power corrupts. And they just keep spewing this vomit. There's no knowledge in it, what they're doing. They're not giving you knowledge and saying, here's the knowledge. Do what you're supposed to do. You want to know why? Because what you're supposed to do is what Jesus Christ did. That's what was supposed to be done. And I do believe in the beginning that's what was done. But then, as evil has its way, it conquered the people, because it would beat them, torture them, murder them, just like religions and governments always have. And so finally, the good people were oppressed. And I'm not saying that one religious group is better than the other religious group. I'm talking about within the religious group. Within the religious group this is happening. That there are good people in there and evil people in there. And evil tends to have its way. Sin is crouching at your door to have its way with you. And it reaches up to the top. It doesn't like to bite at your heel. It wants to bite at your head. Anyhow, so now we go on to Yeshua, which is the real name of what Jesus Christ is. So his real name is spelled Y-A-H-S-H-U-A, and it's spelled in Hebrew Yud Aleph He Shin Wah Aleph, and that comes out to make, first, to reveal, consume, and lead. Now I put the word lead there even because my translation card, it has on it for Aleph. It has on symbolic meaning, strength, leader, first. But you know something? You can substitute these words as long as you do a proper substitution. As long as you properly divide the word. Okay? You got to properly divide the word. When you do that, you'll come up with a proper meaning. I mean, there's no doubt people could take the symbolic meanings of ago and take this in an evil hook. They can hook you. That's actually what you warned about in your Bible. Once you know how to properly look at it, you are warned about that. You are warned about the hook leaders. And who was the first hook leader? Well, you know her as Eve, but she actually was never given a name. She had a title. People could say, well, Adam named her. Not really. He gave her a title. And if you look at the original Hebrew scriptures, that's what it will tell you, that Eve was given a title. Anyhow. Now, to make, first, to reveal, consume, and lead. To make, first, to reveal. Supposed to be your leader.